Hello and welcome to a Dominion League match, the first of season 69 that I think I'm aware of. There's probably been at least one, but it's before the official start of the season, so we are definitely early. And we've got Akuchi playing against xyrix in the A division, and I am joined on commentary by the one, the only.
Yeah. It's me
It's you
again.
again.
It has always been me.
It has always been you, and it will always be you.
Aw.
um,
I failed once again. I failed to do research, which is probably because we decided to do this very
very impromptu.
spontaneously.
Yeah.
So why don't you talk about the board, and I'm going to look at some stats.
All right. Well, we've got a board with Berserker and Coven and no trashing, so that's exciting. There is Storyteller, so you can potentially draw here. It's going to be rough with the Berserker, though. We've already got the players getting some searches. Loot, obviously, is nice with Storyteller. Hunting Lodge also has some potential as a Berserker counter, but it's just going to be hard to actually have a Hunting Lodge to play. Like in theory, if you can get enough deck control, you can do something, with Hunting Lodge and Merchant Guilds and have like a big turn, but that just seems like a lot to ask of your deck on this board. So yeah, we've got both players opening Silver Search. Xyrix gets a Berserker turn 3 and Aku turn 4. So far, fair on both sides. Like nobody has gotten screwed.
All right. So Aku, is this a moment to provide some?
Sure.
Aku has played 3 seasons ago, the last time in A.
Mm-hmm.
And xyrix has played in A last season, but Aku in general has played, I think, double the amount of seasons in A than
Mm-hmm.
xyrix.
Sounds
Xyrix
about
has
right.
never been lower than C tier. Aku has been to D tier and to E tier, but like 3 seasons out of 57. So
Yeah, and he was probably an E like his first season or something. I doubt he's been there anytime recently. I know he was in D like relatively recently. By relatively, I mean like within the past maybe 20 to 25 seasons. But like E, I think he hasn't been in probably since he started.
let me see.
Back in the day, you just came in at the
Yeah,
bottom.
season 12.
Yeah.
Season 12 was his first season in E, and then he had D, C, 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 B, B, A. So there
Yeah.
was a drop
Yeah.
there.
Back in the day,
Um,
you just came in at the bottom when there weren't so many tiers, and it didn't
I
seem
mean,
as ridiculous to just do that.
that's kind of still the case, right? If you don't ladder, you still come in
Well,
at the
yeah, but I don't think there was like an ability to jump upwards like from the start.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Maybe
Okay.
I don't know. I didn't. I don't. I think I started in D, but maybe that was after you already had some ability to do that. I don't really remember.
Hmm.
Maybe I.
Well, we have no way of finding out,
No, it's true.
unfortunately.
In any case,
Okay.
so we have, yeah, we do have, we've had a couple more silvers gained, which is actually a little bit surprising to me. But I guess Berserker's got to gain something. Although I would think you can just gain not silver with it. I haven't seen whether that's what happened, but it's something I was going to mention is that with the search, like you've always got an action in play until some pile empties. So if you're gaining Berserkers, you're always going to have that activated, although neither of them have gained a second Berserker, actually. I guess with Storyteller, it looks like they may, well, Storyteller and Haven, they may actually be drawing enough that they don't, necessarily want a second Berserker, because they're playing it not every turn, but a lot.
Are we not going to see Coven here? Just
I would
because
have
it's not, like,
expected
as
to.
respectful?
I would have expected to. I would think that the board is slow enough that you would want to play with Coven. On the other hand, like I don't. It would be hard to prioritize it over the first several storytellers. So I can
Maybe
understand.
it's yeah.
Yeah, and it is possible that um, Coven is going to be like a fancy duchy or something along those lines. If like the rate that Berserker is emptying piles, that like if you get a Coven, at this point, you're not expecting to dump curses. You're just like getting some points out of it, which I mean is
Mhm.
fine. Like it does work with Storyteller, and getting points is a relevant thing to be doing when piles are low. But is it in fact better than a duchy? Is a fair question. There's also like, of course, if a pile empties or when a pile empties, all the searches will pop and they'll get a bunch of loot, and that's going to change the Storyteller dynamic. So that's another reason to continue to prioritize Storyteller.
Yeah, that makes sense. Do they have equal numbers of searches?
Well, they can't because there's an odd number of them that have been distributed. I see 4 in play for
Oh,
xyrix,
oh,
so I assume.
yeah.
Oh,
Okay. I
sorry,
was
no,
looking at
that's
the
Aku's in play. Yeah, it's
yeah, I
like,
was looking at the havens. I was like, oh, neat. But
yeah, it looks like, yeah. So they have all their searches in play. So Aku has 4 and xyrix has 3.
I mean, Aku could, but chooses not to.
Who could pop them? Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, because then xyrix would get the first opportunity to do something with them,
Mhm.
and none of them have. Oh no, they do. They do have. There are some squires gone, so they do have plus actions. There's some potential for gain and play there, where you play squire for actions, you berserker for haven, and then you draw into your loot. Although, like right now, xyrix doesn't have enough draw to do that. Might be considering whether to just haven the storyteller and stop here.
Yeah, I like that.
Nope.
Mm, no.
Oh, going for it.
Oh,
All right, what do we got? Well, this has the advantage that Aku has an unplayed search that will not generate a loot.
well, not yet.
Yeah, I mean, but it's a
But
slight benefit to triggering the stuff now from Xerx's perspective. They both got
sure.
shields, which is interesting given the Berserker.
Oof.
Yeah, not the best draw here for Aku. I
No.
wonder if you just hate, yeah,
For
Haven the
yeah.
Storyteller.
Yeah.
Chalice actually solid here. Yeah, Endless Chalice with Storyteller is, yeah, it's a nice draw boost. It's kind of like having a hireling that has plus buy.
Mhm. True.
I mean, you have to see a Storyteller, so.
I mean, again, I'm in general not here for the Chalice slander. So take that energy somewhere else, please.
I wasn't slandering it.
Okay, so
I forgot
I
to
will ignore you,
mute
Nave.
the tab. More dinging.
um, yeah, so piles are very low. And so far,
Well, one pile is empty, a second pile is low, but it's not gonna be easy for anybody to gain 4 storytellers or 7 squires or 8 estates or whatever. So I don't think there's like an imminent pile out threat unless somebody happens to draw like a lot of loot all together and then can buy a bunch of storytellers.
yeah, so far it hasn't super lined up well, the storytellers with the loot, but
Yeah, and odds are that it won't, right? Because
Mhm.
the density of loot in the deck is not actually that high. Like they did get a
Yeah,
bunch of it, but
and then getting attacked
right, indeed,
also doesn't help.
yeah. But on the other hand, it is like scary to continue to lower like the storytellers potentially. because of that. So Aku just takes a province. Oh, double figurehead. That's a lot of draw. Aku could have a really big
That's a
turn
nice
in 2 turns
storyteller.
if the game is still going.
Yeah. Going to be sword attacked, but that's okay.
Yeah, I've got the shield.
That's true. So it's very okay.
Yeah.
It's perfect even.
Yeah, shield is I mean, it's like the odds that you have it aren't very high, but if you do, it's really nice.
Yeah. When you do and you have it in hand when it counts.
Yeah.
It's very good.
Yeah.
Which cannot be said of any other Dominion card, obviously. It's very unique to Shield.
Okay. Xyrix being very judicious with the storyteller plays, trying not to overdraw. Xyrix got a merchant guild. I didn't see that happen. That's interesting.
Me either.
So Xyrix choosing to.
I thought we might set aside Haven.
No,
but I guess this way
gonna use that to do this.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm guessing this is gonna be a province.
Province 4 coppers.
No, but it could. I mean, we'll see how like risky Xyrix wants to play it with the Merchant Guild. Like he has more of an incentive than Aku does to continue building, but it is scary to like. Storyteller is the most straightforward way to continue building, and it's scary to lower. So
yes,
you could. You could get another terminal here as Xyrix because you now have another squire. So he could get another merchant guild. Coven could also be a consideration if he wants to like, sort of chip away at the points while continuing to ramp payload. There's also, I guess you could consider like going for distant lands points. I don't really love that. It's like, it's just kind of slow here.
I mean, Coven is slow as well.
Yeah, but Coven gives you payload. Distant lands is a terminal action that does not give you payload, so it's asking a lot of your deck. Whereas Coven is like, oh, I can get some points, and then also it's going to give me some money or some draw.
Mm-hmm.
It's less effective for scoring, but also does more to like. I don't know. It's like which middle ground do you want? Or I mean, you could just go with province, but Coven.
I mean, that's what I would do.
Well, fair.
But I'm also scared. So
yeah.
Well, Xyrix definitely having a good long think.
Yes.
I mean, there's no way.
I guess I'm inclined to
wonder
think.
if you
can... sorry.
No, go ahead.
I guess I don't. The longer this goes, the more that I'm inclined to think that Xyrix isn't going to take a province. I'm just trying to do some psychology here, but like
I think.
Yeah.
I think you can. I don't know. I feel like it should be safe to take one storyteller.
Oh,
but that's
interesting. What is the plan here? Oh, farmland. Clever.
Ooh.
Okay. With respect to what Nave said in the chat, I don't like getting another silver. I quite dislike it. I mean, yeah, storyteller generically is fine. Or sorry, silver is generically fine with storyteller, but here I'm like, don't need more treasures. Anyway, what were you saying?
I was just saying, yeah, there are no full forecasts, but
yeah, it's true.
It was
but
remodeled.
I mean, you remodeled it, yeah, into a coven. Like it's.
I don't know. I mean, obviously, like I stand corrected, and 3 storytellers search would have been possible for Aku, or maybe they are still possible. Probably, yeah. Right? That's
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't have. I think it would have definitely been. Wait, why
Oh
didn't?
no, we're 1 coin short. Oh no, wait, no. There's 4 storytellers. Never mind. But now it should be there. Wait, why didn't you? Oh, okay. Isn't this just it? Wait, what?
Uh,
Isn't it in hand? It
it
like that elf girl wanted to be a
was.
storyteller.
Yes. Yes.
Maybe he'll ask for it undo.
I mean, it would have been 16 coins and 3 buys is enough to get 3 storytellers. It does right now look like Aku decided not to win. Yes.
Yeah, it's true.
I think I'm surprised about that specifically because he emptied searches. Like that which suggests like he's paying attention to the pile situation. I mean, obviously he was the only one who benefited from the searches exploding, but or whatever it is that they do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm that is. I mean, obviously he just didn't see it, like which that happens. But I guess I'm just surprised because it's like you got the 2 empty piles sitting right next to each other. I would think you'd be like very alert to that in particular.
Yeah. No, I agree. And it just it happens. I mean, to me it also happens where I'm like I am fixated on a 2 pile and then I'm like, "Oh, that's just 2 piles." So
I did recently do this where I thought that the game was going to pile when I had emptied 2 piles, and I don't remember what the context was. I just remember being super embarrassed about it.
Aw.
All right,
All
so
right.
xyrix, I guess, was hoping for a dud there. Like with the Aku had the double figurehead in play.
Maybe, I mean, yeah.
I just like that the design timing is what I was trying to
Yeah.
figure out.
Yeah. So, we have a tower kingdom.
Yeah. We do have trashing this time.
Idols. I just played like this idol banish campaign on GGG.
Idol.
So I'm very focused on idols now.
Sounds like a campaign where I would spend most of the time like not it's like, oh, idol's here every time, but I'm ignoring it most of the time. Just like I would do on this board.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you want sea witches. Unfortunately, we don't have a village. So, I mean, we have 1/12 of a village. But
no,
not really, right? Not even with
no.
Okay, so no village.
Yeah, tracker gives you all tracker does is potentially make itself non-terminal, and idle doesn't give you the action at a relevant time. Xyrix goes on the 2/5 or 5/2, I guess, goes for Sea Witch over Junk Dealer. I think I agree with that. Yeah, as far as the plus actions go, I mean, I think it's like 2 Sea Witches. It's fine. It is like it's not a lot of draw, but you can play a bunch of groundskeepers even so, and it's going to give you tower points in addition to the groundskeeper points.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Cauldron and Idol are nice here because of Mining Road, but they do stay in your deck, so mm.
Yeah, I don't
This
know
should
how
be a Sea
much.
Witch, right? I don't.
Oh yeah,
Mm.
yeah. I could see getting a mining road for an extra buy. That's about it. Like I wouldn't expect to get multiple. To answer the question in chat, curses are bad even if they aren't worth -1 VP. It's like yeah, tower
Sounds
does
like,
take a little bit of the sting out of it, but
sounds like
not
something that
much.
that Brepert would say.
Yeah, I think Prepper would agree.
A pearl of wisdom.
Yeah, I'm looking for the Emporium is worth 3 VP rather than 2. Amazing. Take that,
Wow.
Duchy.
Okay, so Aku is almost drawing deck.
Well, kind of. I mean, there's a lot of sifting involved. And there's also the like cards being held over from church. But, you know, I mean, he's doing what he needs to overcome the. Actually, I mean, not that many curses have been given out so far because nobody's gotten a second Sea Witch, which is
Yep.
surprising. When has Xyrix really not hit 5 again? That's pretty crazy if not. I, yeah, I guess he hasn't. Oh no, he got a junk dealer. Hmm. With
I
already
mean, that
having
makes sense.
church, I don't know if I prefer junk dealer to second Sea Witch.
But
Is
like
that
it's turn 8 and Zerix hasn't trashed anything.
doesn't Xerix have churches?
Maybe one. Yeah, okay, one church. But Aku has the 2 churches, and Aku
Yeah.
has trashed more.
Yeah. Hmm. I don't know.
Here we go, Mining Road! Whee!
I think I don't know. Just being able to play a Sea Witch every turn is so nice. Like I think I would have gone for that, but
Mm, eh, well, I guess the idea is that you can't really play Sea Witch every turn because your deck is too thick.
Sea Witch does a lot of sifting though, a lot of cycling.
And then the problem is that we don't hit 5.
Yeah, well, I mean that was right. It was surprising that it took him that long to hit 5 again, opening with Sea Witch,
Mm.
because like the duration Sea Witch turn, you would really expect to have a pretty good hand.
So this could be an Emporium for Aku.
Yeah. Um, is that the priority at this point over another Sea Witch?
No, no.
I mean, I could see the argument if you think you're gonna, but nah, no. I think it should be another Sea Witch. Oh, wait, he already no, never mind. He already there was the duration Sea Witch this turn. Yeah, okay, okay, yeah. Emporium's probably correct then.
Nice. So this should be a Sea Witch and something.
Probably. Xerix does now have the 2 churches. Unfortunately, drew one dead, but okay. Just
Ooh.
the yeah. I was wondering about that too. Like taking the Emporium there because it's like, well, I don't want my opponent to get the points. Although that Emporium wasn't necessarily like the one that Aku would have taken anyway because there were an even number left. But I mean, it's a little hard to say.
Yeah. I think it's also about tower, right?
Yeah, yeah. It's both. Yeah. Well, the question is, did you need to take it that turn in order to get it, or is I mean, right now Aku is looking like he might. He sets more stuff aside instead of going for double Emporium. Goes with an idol.
Yay!
Whoa!
Whee!
I do not like it.
I do. I endorse it.
How many buys did Aku have? Aku had 3 buys. Could Aku have like
Eric,
bought?
no.
Never mind.
Classic xyrix pulling the.
So I would like to point out that xyrix opened Sea Witch there and resigned.
Yes.
That's a
Yes.
that is saying something. I don't know if it's saying more about like the effectiveness of their play or something about shuffles exactly, but
All right.
very
We have a
surprising.
donate board.
We do.
Donate museum. What do you want to end up with here after your donate?
It's a good question. I'm disappointed by the lack of attacks here because like getting a squire and then donating it would be fun, but it doesn't do anything.
I guess I don't know. I guess I'm looking for a piratey type of thing.
Yeah, I do think this is actually a pretty moneyish kingdom. Although, what you could do if you want to draw cards, I mean, okay, so there's Cursed Village with like Squire and Pirate. It doesn't really work. Temple, I don't know.
No.
What you could do if you Rice Broker or Rats, you draw 6 cards, right? That is a lot of cards. You have to have rats in your deck.
Not touching rats. No, no way. Not here. Not like this.
6
No.
cards is a lot of cards.
So, yeah, but then like those rats, they're gonna get out of control.
Maybe. I mean, if you can still play with pirates, right? Like you get pirates to gain payload. You get farrier for buys, squire for buys, and you Rice Broker some rats and draw a bunch of cards. I don't know. I could see it happening. I'd like to see it happening. Is Xyrix skipping
Xyrix
donate?
chooses to not donate.
I mean, if you go for the rats thing, there's almost I could see the argument for not donating. Although
That's
I don't.
so scary. I'm so scared.
Yeah. But like the rats will chew through your junk anyway, right? You got to get the Rice Broker though. That's like you have to get Rice Broker before you get rats.
Yes.
And Xyrix got a pirate, so that doesn't suggest that that's what he's going for.
I mean, surely you just donate here. What is
Throne room
okay?
donate? Interesting. Okay, so the idea is throne the pirate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what is Aku going to do?
Mm, farrier or squire.
I don't. Fairy doesn't really do anything right now.
Well, it's just a plus buy. You're gonna
Yeah.
have big money next turn.
Yeah. Yeah, you do need plus buy. I'm just if you take Squire, then you do have 6 cards. You're not guaranteed to see it, so maybe it does need to be Farrier. It's awkward.
Yep.
Aku just rolls the dice on Squire. A bold choice.
So bold. Are you gonna trash the silver too?
Let's trash the silver. Why would you do that?
No, I'm asking. Would you?
No.
Or... Okay. You're like, what are you talking about?
I'm confused. Why would you do that?
To be cleaner.
Yeah, but like silver's fine.
Can I
Keeps
quote you
one
on that?
copper. One whole copper. Bold move not to play the farrier there for Xyrix.
Was it? Not bold. What?
I mean, that's true.
That seems kind of random. But it
Throne
is a fair
farrier.
observation. I think it's correct.
Oof. Aku doesn't see the pirate.
Need more pirate.
Yeah.
Easy fix.
I mean, he could donate again to get rid of the rest of those coppers, or he could pick up like a rice broker or something. Or rats.
Oh, no rats.
You could draw so many cards. It's even better than Apprentice.
It's true.
I really do want to see it. I don't think I will get to see it, but I want to see it. Pirate donate silver. Does silver mean gaining silver with Squire? Or oh, just buying? Okay, okay. He just goes buys, so he doesn't want a silver, because he obviously could have taken silver. Could have taken multiple silvers. Although then he wouldn't have had plus buy.
Protect pirate, throne, donate.
Could do, yeah.
Or cursed village, throne, donate. Although, yeah.
First village is not very appealing.
Oh.
It could happen. We have exactly
It
4
could
coins.
happen.
It could happen. Ah!
I think it's gonna be farrier though.
That would make some sense. Oh.
I mean, it can still happen.
It could. It could still happen.
It's probably not going to, but it could still happen.
Once again, Xyrix, just not interested in playing these farriers. What if you want a third buy? You'd have to ask for an undo. How embarrassing would that be?
So embarrassing.
Maybe Xyrix is interested in denying information. Doesn't want, if Aku doesn't remember he has 2 farriers, doesn't want him to know.
Take that second pirate.
Yeah, would make some sense.
Yay!
Indeed.
Oh, indeed.
Oh, this time we played all the farriers. All right.
Throne, pirate, farrier.
Oh, Xyrix with the rice broker. What is Xyrix planning to rice broker, though? Inquiring minds want to know.
Farriers.
I mean, there is 1 copper in the deck. Yeah, I mean, brokering farrier isn't crazy, for sure. You do want some buys. You don't want to broker them all, but... I see Iris understands. You gotta do it. It's mandatory. The other thing about this is that if you don't do some kind of rice broker trashing actions thing, you can't really build that big because you don't have draw. At least not after the Farrier's run. And even
Mhm.
before that, like all the coins you're spending on that are like, it is net positive, like in terms of your payload, but obviously it's not as positive as just having the draw in your deck. So it still like limits the upside of what your deck can do. So like I think we should at the very least either see them go for the rats thing or start scoring pretty soon. There is Museum, which is an offsetting consideration because there's a lot of points that you can get from Museum, but
Yeah, I was wondering about that. Is that the silver that Xyrix has over
looks that way,
Aku?
yeah.
Hmm.
If you take all of the rat, oh, there it is.
Oh,
You gotta get a second rice broker now, or not? All right, fine. maybe
wow.
second rice broker this turn.
So I have good news for you.
What's that?
Your your dreams will come true.
Oh, I know. It's so exciting.
Now the question is Xyrix
Going to follow.
going to follow?
I kind of hope he doesn't actually, because I want to see like the contrast. But second rice broker sure suggests that he might.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe not. Maybe just gonna rice broker some
Ooh.
farriers. Yeah, the denial play.
I like it.
Haku with the farrier trash, not the copper trash. Well, yeah, of course they played rats normally, Knave. Otherwise, they wouldn't have any more rats. You gotta wait until you generate an extra rats before you start trashing them with Rice Broker.
Do you even know what rats does, Knave?
All right, Aku, you
Well,
gotta get a
surely know
second
it
Rice
now.
Broker.
Yeah, pick up. Ooh,
2 provinces, that's
wow.
fine. But now you gotta get a Rice Broker. All right, all right,
Yeah,
all right.
yeah,
We're cooking.
yeah.
We're cooking. Well, maybe this hand doesn't look so good.
It does not.
Who could have anticipated an outcome like this?
I definitely learned about rats the hard way. I remember like playing with it the first time and just like doing what you would do in that situation, like completely trashing my
Yeah,
my deck.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's true though. Actually, I think it's. I mean, it's fine to play the rats and trash a gold if that sort of comes to. You could also just stop and take a province. I mean, it's well, if there's triples here, maybe not. Hmm. Does Xyrix triple though? Does Xyrix have the confidence that Aku won't be able to respond in kind?
I would take another rice broker here. I wouldn't take province. I would take rice broker throne, I think.
I could see that. Yeah. You could also do um Rice Broker Night Watchman and just top deck the Rice Broker, and then you get 2 points for the Night Watchman. So
Yeah.
what would be even better is to top deck Rice Broker Rats with a Night Watchman, but you wouldn't be able to take 2 provinces if you did that. You can't tell me though. Oh
There
hey,
you
there you go. But you
go.
can't tell me that top decking Rice Broker Rats wouldn't be good, because it clearly would.
I'm not I'm not trying to tell you
Aku
that.
does just take the province. That is bold with the Rice Broker top decked. Like I would not put it past Xyrix to have the ability to triple
Yeah.
again here.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Well, let's see.
Yeah, this is.
This should be over.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
that's so much gold.
I mean,
Half the gold pile's gone.
so yeah, I'm giving myself credit for that one on the Night Watchman play. I think, um, yeah, like that. It was the kind of board where that could, it's like the deck isn't going to be consistent, obviously. But having the top decked Price Broker helps immensely. I don't know if Aku doesn't take a province there. How much money did Xyrix have at the end? Was it enough?
A
It wasn't enough
lot.
to quad, was it?
It was no, it was
Oh, it was
he
one
had
short, right?
7 points left, but I don't think he didn't play all of the.
Yeah, he didn't play the Squire. Yeah, it was enough to quad, right?
I think so.
So I guess Aku was just losing either way.
Yeah. Well, Zurich gets some points on the board. We're heading into game 4, 2-1 for Aku. And this lacks buys. Well, there's ball, but limited buys for an otherwise nice kingdom, I would say.
Yeah. I mean, there's
I don't know, does
Carpenter.
Prince Encampment work? I thought Prince Encampment did not work.
No, it works.
Okay.
Because it's like when it leaves it set aside, then um
It stays aside?
like it doesn't, like when encampment tries to set itself aside if you don't reveal a thing, then it can't do it because it's not where it expects to be because it's not in play. So it's the same
Okay.
reason that like horse can't return and experiment can't return to their piles. The fact that
Okay.
it's trying to set itself aside rather than directly return into the pile is not consequential in that context.
Okay. With these things, I'm always confused. Same as with like black market. If you get encampment from black market, then it's still
Encampment will set
goes
itself
back.
aside from black market. That one is different. Like experiment will try directly to return itself to the pile and fail because it has no pile to return to. Because black market
Mm,
has a deck, not a pile. But well, I guess it's not its pile anyway. But
mm.
encampment will set itself aside and then it will try to return to its pile and fail to do that. But then it'll just be stuck at set aside. So yeah, but yeah, if you want to Princeton encampment here, that's great. I just don't know that is worth the investment on this board. Again, because of the limited gains.
Mhm. Okay, I have not followed actually what the people are doing.
Well, we got Carpenters and we got Grottos, which makes a lot of sense to me. Carpenter can gain encampments and Grottos, and you definitely want to play with some Grottos.
Ooh, this is so nice.
This is very nice. This is like gain encampments, set aside 2 cards, and buy a gold. I think.
Yes. Yes. I want that too. Let's see
Gold
if
when there
Aku
is
wants
mine. I
that
mean, I like
too.
hanging onto my encampments. I don't know about you. I mean, I can understand
Mine.
the impetus to want to set aside more cards with Grotto, but I think getting a gold into the deck is very valuable. And Xyrix, uh, Xyrix didn't have a Grotto in hand. Okay, never mind. Xyrix just did the same thing, but wasn't trading that off against setting cards aside with
Mm-hmm.
Grotto. Although what would be fun is to ball for like encampment Wayfair or something. Is that how? Nobody's done that
Yeah.
yet.
No, that's possible.
No, I was wondering, is that how somebody ended up with a Wayfair in the first place? But no, it is not.
Oh.
It's just
Mhm.
Carpenter for something and then buy a Wayfair, presumably.
Mhm. Chat is being mean. Well, friendly.
Eh,
In a friendly way.
chat is engaging in a bit
And
of light
banter.
ribbing. Yes, banter. You just ball for double encampment
2
here, right? Yeah.
encampments, yeah. Or Wayfarer, I guess. I could see for Wayfarer too. If you don't wanna open up the Plunder.
Yeah, I guess keeping encampments isn't like the most critical thing in the world here because there is litter as a fallback option.
Mhm,
One thing that's awkward here is like, how do you like what pile is going to empty so that they can start using Carpenter as a remodel?
province.
Well, hmm. Oh, the cage.
What's with that cage? What is that?
I am a little surprised by it with Grotto in the kingdom.
Yeah. Don't we wanna just pick up a Plunder here? What are you gonna put in your cage?
I don't know. Uh, I do think, yeah, I do think buying Plunder looks good. Okay, so only had to refrain from setting one copper aside with Grotto in order to use that cage. So I think that works pretty well.
Mhm.
The Plunder points should be quite impactful on this board, I would think.
Yeah, I think so too. Okay. So now Xyrix gets a Plunder?
Yeah, I would think so.
Or not? Surely you want to Plunder.
Mm,
Ooh.
you can
Well,
mine the
now
plunders.
someone is happy. Redemption.
This is a pretty rough draw for Aku. No, like if he
Yes.
at least seen Carpenter, right? He could Carpenter for that encampment and then buy something, but like a plunder. But it's bottom decked two encampments. At least he found the
Yeah, very
grotto.
rough. Would you, what would you,
I think I would ball for encampment Carpenter.
so you would also set aside a Wayfarer? Aku does not.
No, no, I wouldn't set aside a Wayfarer.
Oh, okay.
Just the
Mhm.
copper. I guess you could just take another Wayfarer, but you don't really want another Wayfarer right now. So I think I prefer the Carpenter.
What are you gonna Carpenter?
Uh, in the short term, possibly nothing. I really just want it so that I have the extra like remodel effect when that's available. It's like I've got
Mm.
this 5 coins. I want the encampment anyway. Just take something with it.
What about Fortune Hunter?
Nah, I don't want to spend my terminal space on that. I mean, you could take another cage, I guess, and like try to cage some coppers, but like you've got these grottos. I don't know. It seems kind of pointless.
Oh, decides against it.
All right. Well,
Yeah, that's
it
fair.
thinks another carpenter is actively bad, which I can see the argument for that. I think I would still take it, but I guess you can always gain it with the carpenter you already have. So maybe there is no point.
So is that mine going to turn gold into plunder or copper into cage?
Not copper into cage,
Oh,
presumably,
cage
but
into
just gained a
cage
cage.
into plunder.
Cage into plunder, though, yeah, that looks good. Although, why? Yeah, I mean, you could just take a silver for that, but I mean, maybe Xyrix wants to use the cage. I wouldn't rule that out, and gold into plunder would work well enough. Gold into plunder, buy a plunder.
Yeah.
I think I prefer that overall. Because like you turn the cage into a plunder, and now you have like so much more money than your. Well, I mean you're grottoing some of it, but it's like you don't need this much stuff. Either way, you're gaining 2 plunders here. It's just a question of how best to do it.
Well, maybe you need stuff because you want to print a wayfarer or an encampment. You need that money for the prince.
Oh, I see.
Mhm.
Maybe.
That's my vision.
hmm
You know, like the rice broker rat vision that you had for the last sport, which did not happen, in fact. I want
Well, it
to.
happened. Oh, the Riceburger didn't ever trash rats, though. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think Xerix was probably correct to say, like, I'll just trash some fairies and the game will be over, rather than bothering to invest in rats. It's just, who wants to be right, like that? The sad thing for Xerix is that, like, he only got to set aside the 2 estates.
Yep.
Could have.
So I have to deal with that pesky estate.
Yeah, well, he could have caged some more copper and not grottoed it instead, but I can definitely see the argument for doing what he did. So the mine is probably going to win Xerix the encampment split, or at least, the plunder split, at least the mine in conjunction with the fact that an encampment got returned at inopportune timing for Aku because he didn't find his carpenter.
What is this carpenter going to get?
I mean, it could be another cage, and then you just gain some silvers off Wayfarer and cage coppers, or you take another carpenter, and because you're like, well, the plunders are about to empty anyway, and now I'm going to have a remodel.
Yeah, the mine definitely helped speed that up.
Yeah. I mean, only barely, but still. It's like you gain the mine instead of a plunder, and then you gain 2 plunders, and then you gain 2 plunders instead of buying plunders. So you got 4. Like, well, that can't be right. Xerix isn't going to have 4 plunder.
Well, it depends on what Aku's going to do here.
Well, I guess it's
Although,
you gain a mine instead of a plunder, and then you got 2 plunders, and where you would have gotten 1, so then you're even, and then you gain. No, maybe it didn't do anything. I mean, you can still use it like going forward to turn other treasures into gold that can then like help you keep your encampments, I guess. But
so
whoa, what?
I'm
No,
I'm
now
really
Xerix
confused.
gets 2 plunders. What?
How is Xerix going to get 2 plunders? Oh, from the silver? From Wayfarer?
Sure, or like Cage or something. I don't know. I guess. Oh, I guess he didn't draw well enough to. I mean, I still don't think it makes sense to get a mine. Like at best, yeah. Actually, like Nave said, you just mill a plunder. But yeah, at best, like you still only get the one. I'm confused.
Confused.
Like, yeah, it's unfortunate that you lost the plunder split, but that mine isn't going to save you. Differently named. Oh my gosh. Mine does not need that restriction. But yeah, no, I agree with chat. You just mill the plunder to deny. I guess yeah, Xyrix never got a second Wayfarer, so between that and only having 2 encampments, not so much draw.
Well, are you gonna take that second carpenter here?
Apparently so.
Come on. You know you want to do it. Yay!
Yeah, I was gonna say it's gotta be.
Amazing.
It's just no other reasonable play there. Yeah, I am super confused about. I guess the mine helps you get like food for carpenter, so maybe you want it anyway, but you take the plunder and then you can carpenter into a mine if you really want one for that.
Hmm.
I'm very confused.
You remain unconvinced.
Thoroughly. Princeton encampment this turn, it's true. It is true you could. Oh, or you just carpenter your wayfarers
No!
into provinces. Okay.
Oh. But why?
Then you can ball and get more wayfarers. Oh, we're just playing that wayfarer. Okay. Do we want a litter here? Like do we how much like do we want to build at all? Or are we just gonna carpenter gold to province and buy a province? Yeah, maybe Aku didn't think the plunder points were important. There's enough like province reach on the carpenters that it's inconsequential. It's
Maybe.
starting to look that way. I had not really thought about Wayfarer into province, I will admit.
I had thought about it, but then I was like, but you need the draw.
Yeah.
I thought we
did.
would just mill a province and take province, but I guess.
Well, if you don't have to.
But we could have set aside more stuff with Grotto.
Oh. Uh. What other stuff?
2 coppers, 2 silver.
If you weren't buying a province, you mean?
Oh, you are buying a province. You're milling a province and you're buying a province.
So you set aside
2 copper, 2 silver.
I'm a little confused. So the Aku only had 9 coins. If you have the gold, you're up to 12. You set aside 2 silvers.
No, Aku.
You're
No,
at
but he
8.
carpentered. Didn't he
But then
turn like a gold into a province?
Yeah. Right. So
Yeah, so you
so
have
that gold,
Plunder.
if you have that gold and you didn't trash it, right? Then you have that gets you to 12 coins. Then you set aside your 2 silvers, you're at 8. So you can buy a province. Okay. But then how are you still carpentering for a province and setting aside 2 provinces? Because you one of those provinces you have to trash.
No, you're not setting aside 2 provinces. You had in hand, you had the Carpenter, 2 coppers, 2 silvers, Plunder, 2 gold, a province. So you grotto 2 copper and 2 silver, you carpenter province into province, and you buy a province.
Well, getting 6 extra points at the cost of 1 grottoed card, I think, might be worthwhile in any case.
Well, I disagree, and I think I am correct.
Okay. In any case, it does look like this is working out very well for Aku. Xyrix just
It
didn't have the
does, yeah.
draw.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised to see her resign soon.
Yeah, I'm still very skeptical about the mine from Aku, but I think the real difference maker here is Aku just had more draw, like an
Yeah.
extra encampment, an extra wayfarer. I guess now doesn't have an extra wayfarer, but did for a while anyway. Xyrix kind of needs to play for a long game here, where he can catch up on plunder points, and in theory, he can gain them like 3 times as fast,
But
at
it's
least.
over.
But yeah,
All
well,
right.
yes, it is. So I guess
As
Aku at least had the right
Jesse
idea that the
would
plunder
say.
points weren't actually important. I think I underestimated Carpenter there.
Okay, game 5. Aku has already tied the match.
Mm-hmm.
This looks fun.
What makes you say that?
I'll just general King's Court presence.
King's Court what though? This is like
Well, King's Court stuff.
this is actually
You've got draw, you've got actions, you've got plus buy.
but you have no
You don't
payload.
have trashing other than moneylender. But I mean you have commerce. Come on.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. To me, this looks like one of the weaker King's Court's boards I could come up with.
Yeah, but are you gonna ignore it? Because
No.
it's
No, but it's just like for a King's Court board, it's
you're just a
surprisingly
hater.
weak.
You're a grumpy cat. Like, meh. This is not the best King's Court board I have ever seen.
It's wait, it's maybe the worst.
What? No way.
It's pretty bad. Like it is nice being able to King's Court deck control, obviously, but the thing that makes King's Court powerful is being able to King's Court both deck control and payload. And there's just not King's Courtable payload here to speak of. Like you can King's Court Candlestick Maker.
If you have enough quarries, then King's Courting a Candlestick Maker is all you need.
It's not if you want to buy provinces.
But do you?
Yes.
Well,
I mean, you or let me put it this way: you need to set yourself up so that you can, like, if your opponent plays well, because like you should not be able
wait,
to.
someone has already gotten a King's Court? How did that happen? Turn 3 King's Court? Oh my god.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
Ah, that's way too early.
Anyway,
Sorry.
yeah, I mean,
Please.
it's true that like Quarry can set you up for some kind of pile out, but if you're not threatening to score, then your opponent should just score, and then like you're not in a position to pile out anymore. Anyway, to be clear, I'm not saying
Well,
this is like the weakest board in terms of like the overall
no, I
power of
think
the
that is what
board,
you're
but
saying. I think
the
everyone understood that you are very unhappy with
the
this
King's Court
board
in
and that
particular is
you
just like pretty sad. Like you still get it, but it's like, man, what am I doing? Yeah, I mean,
you're so
it is
upset.
probably like you say commerce. It's probably like you King's Court your deck control and then you play a bunch of golds, but it's like that's not a very exciting deck. At least you have scheme. Like scheme keeps it from being potentially a disaster, an alley. Um,
You're so disappointed.
it is disappointing with King's Court to see this, but I mean, it'll be okay.
Are you sure?
No.
That's what I thought. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah. No, I mean, like Iris is saying, like King's Court is very strong here because like King's Courting a Smithy is really good. But it's just like the part where the rest of it's like okay, and then I just play some golds. Like, oh, right.
Aw.
Yeah, I think maybe that's what it is, Nave. It's like you're playing a like King's Court money deck, which is like what? Excuse me. If you get a Corian to play, you can bargain for a King's Court. That is fun.
Yeah, like I said, just get quarries in there and then you'll be fine. You have to believe, my love, you have to believe.
I, it's not a question of belief. Like it's not like I think they won't do anything. Just underwhelming. But in any case, yeah, as Nave
Maybe it's
said,
your imagination that is underwhelming.
oh rude. In any case, as Nave said, King's Court scheme is like a good place to be because obviously you'll be able to keep both the King's Court and the scheme as well as one other card on top.
Yep.
Although in this particular case, I guess that's just the other scheme because
Well, no more duds.
for a while at least. I mean, you could eventually get to a point where it makes sense not to King's Court those two cards, and then you do have a dud, but maybe not. Maybe it never
I mean, here, for
happens.
example, you don't necessarily need to King's Court the scheme just because you have two schemes.
Right. You could.
I'd rather King's Court the Ferryman.
Right. Yeah. That's the question, right?
King's Court Fool does not do anything. We are not going to see that.
Well, you wouldn't get boons after the first Fool play. Once you're lost in the woods, you can't get more
You
lost.
can, yeah. Get unlost and get lost again.
Right.
That would be pretty broken, though. Imagine you just get 9 boons all at once.
Would it? I mean, it's like it's fine. I don't know. It's not. I mean, you'll definitely get the one you want, but I shouldn't even say definitely
Not
because it's not a
necessarily.
12. But like,
Mhm.
I think like as King's Court payload goes, or what if you even want to call that payload, which I guess you probably would. It's definitely not exciting. If even if you could do it, you'd get you'd be expected to get like 3-ish coins, maybe, or maybe not even.
Ooh.
I guess there's forests and fields that give you the. So maybe it's like 1 point something coins. Then you get like some draw and maybe a card. I don't know. It's
Xyrix decided against triggering that shuffle, which I guess makes sense.
Well, I mean, you do have the Casey scheme thing, so it probably would be fine. But I guess it depends on what you're gaining, right?
Yeah, I mean, Xerxes is never going to dud again in this game,
You
and
shouldn't. No.
Aku is still trying to hit 7.
Yeah,
Well, we
but
get there. This could
right.
even be 2. No, almost.
Well, if you bargain, the I mean, the thing is, like, I think this speaks to the point, like, that Xerix has had a couple of turns of like the King's Court scheme stuff, and it's still not like doing that much more than Aku is. I mean, I do think he's winning. Like, to be clear, it's just
You're so
like
disappointed.
it's not that impressive, right? What the deck is doing.
We are thoroughly unimpressed. We had expected better things.
I mean, like, yeah, this is like basically the same turn Aku had, right? Top deck's a card and a King's Court. We don't get to know what that card is. It's a
True.
scheme, but
What you could not know.
apparently not. That's I'm surprised that the specs wouldn't get to know that.
It's secret.
Apparently. Man, if only you'd drawn that King's Court with the Smithy. Like, not al- alongside the Smithy, I guess is how I needed to say that. You could have King's Court of the Smithy. Sad.
Yeah, we'll get over it.
Top deck 5 cards. Why not 6?
Why not 6?
I don't know, Cave. Candlestick Maker makes money. Snowy Village
That's
Clause means almost
true.
nothing here. That yeah, that is very true. But I think
Yeah.
the real issue is that Ferryman Snowy is just a way to get deck control and buys, and like you have some buys in the deck already, and you like Smithy is better deck control. So I would rather have a Smithy than a Ferryman.
Yeah. This seems like a reasonable resign.
Agreed. Like
And
the thing is that like I was saying that Xerx's turns weren't that much better, but of course like they were reliable, and so Aku was just going to keep falling further behind until he got to the point of that similar reliability. At which point he probably would have been too far behind to catch up,
yep.
especially because Xerx would have been fully reliable.
Mhm. Okay. I see butterflies. Um I want to butterfly my 4 into a torturer or a highwayman. Uh so I guess I'm gonna open Ironworks and mm, church.
Yeah, Ironworks looks fantastic here because of the butterfly stuff.
Mhm.
Um, Yeah,
Oh,
I definitely want church and not secluded shrine.
no. But also, why would you open silos? Isn't that?
Well, it does allow you to find your like trasher faster. So if you um if you open church or shrine silos, you're very likely to be able to set yourself up to like trash estates slash make them miss the shuffle. But I think I'd rather just get the ironworks and like use you. If nothing else, you can immediately turn the ironworks into one of the powerful fives.
Yeah, I
Here's
want that.
with the turn one silos.
Yeah, it's
Interesting.
weird.
Aku goes with the church ironworks opening. All right. Well, we've got two different openings representing the two different factions in chat.
Mhm. Mhm. Which is always great. So
The thing to me
we
is
get
that
to
like
see
the a big part of the point of trashing estates is to find like your better cards like more efficiently and be able to afford better cards. But like the butterfly thing is going to let you do that anyway. So yeah, and yeah, the secluded shrine thing, you're gonna have to buy a treasure. Like, I don't want to buy treasures like ever here. I don't know, maybe at some point, but also maybe not ever.
it. So would you butterfly that first ironworks, or would you just gain another ironworks to butterfly?
uh, with the church, like with well, only having yeah, I think I would not have done that. I think I would have ironworks for
Ooh.
ironworks. Oh no, wait, no, there's not another. Okay, we this was the duration church. Does that change my opinion?
Yeah, that was the incoming charge.
Maybe I wanted to be able to get another ironworks to replace the ironworks, but maybe yeah, I don't know. I could see it going either way.
Well, I mean, you couldn't replace the
Right,
ironworks.
that's what I'm saying. It's like you need. I want an ironworks for another ironworks, like so that I have
Oh,
an
I
ironworks in
see.
my
Yeah.
deck. But
Mhm.
maybe I'm not sure. The Highwayman draw is really nice. Shantytown over Second Church, right?
You
Skeptical
have
of the
to be
shop.
strong
Yeah, that's
now.
fair. I would have gotten a Second Church as my like next three before shop or Shantytown. Wait,
I don't
Aku.
know
Oh,
about
Aku
the.
did get a second church. When did Aku? Oh, turn three. Okay, okay. I missed that. So that's fine then.
Not sure I agree with Highwayman over Torture.
Uh, if you're only gonna have one of them, I think I'd rather have Highwayman. Once you get some plus actions into your deck, then I like getting some tortures. But as the first five, I like Highwayman.
Oh, Aku has the church incoming. I was gonna say sad turn for Aku, but
I mean, you get to play Highwayman. It's not that bad.
yeah. But your shantytown is useless. Which I
Yeah, well,
know
I mean
you
that's
play
typical.
most of the time.
To be expected. I
Mhm.
don't know why we got it.
Aw.
I mean, I actually do. It's fine. I mean, maybe I could see the argument that warehouse is better, or even just third church, and you figure like you'll butterfly it at some point, but in the meantime, you can do church stuff. But I don't know. I do you want another three in your deck here? Wait, what are we gonna? Surely we're not butterflying the hunting grounds or into hunting grounds. Why would you? Oh, Church the Shantytown. Yeah, yeah, sure. Yeah, that makes sense.
I would have butterflied the church into an ironworks.
But then you can't play your Highwayman.
No, I mean, no, the other way around. Like, you play the Shantytown, play Highwaymen,
Oh,
church into ironworks, and
yeah,
then
you could
gain, I don't know, another shop or something.
do that. I mean, I like having the two churches, but yeah, I could see the argument for that.
Here you can butterfly. Nice. Okay. And gain another ironworks. Beautiful. Or
No.
not. Okay. Well, okay,
Huh.
that's fine too. Or is it?
I don't know. Yeah, I think getting another Ironworks would have been good.
Hmm.
I don't know. It's weird to me that they haven't prioritized having Ironworks in their deck more than this because I feel like it's really strong here.
Nice.
All right. Well, what do you do now as Aku? You don't have plus buy, and you never will.
For sure.
Um, you want to get the
No torture.
Ironworks, but
No torture.
the whole point of getting the Ironworks is to get these more expensive cards. But the Ironworks will generate them faster ultimately.
But I want a torturer now.
I think I think I agree with Cave. Get the and Aku, I guess. Get the Ironworks now.
uh
Good old Shantytown.
This should be a bazaar.
Mm-hmm. You can actually draw a Shantytown here, right? You've only got the one card in the discard.
True.
So
Hmm.
now we're obviously you church set aside copper, um Shantytown, draw the Ironworks, and then do you Ironworks the butterfly the Ironworks, or do you Ironworks for another Ironworks?
You butterfly it.
Aku agrees. Bizarre
Torture.
torture? Yeah, okay.
Whee!
So you're really a big fan of torture,
Oh, yes.
huh?
We endorse torture on this program. No, I mean, I guess you're right that Highwayman should be the first 5 here, but, uh, I don't know. As with all things in Dominion, I enjoy attacking other people, and I don't enjoy being attacked by opponents, you
I
know?
see.
It's a balance,
It's a common
I
enough
swear.
sentiment, I think. Oh yeah, Xyrix doesn't have any churches. Wild. I mean, Xyrix does have silos and no estates, so it's kind of okay, but also maybe not.
Well, I can get a church if they really want to with
All right.
Ironworks.
This torture is going to draw one card, which is a little sad, but so it goes.
Mm, You don't you don't really buy torture here to draw,
I mean, it's one
right?
of the things it's meant to do. I'm pretty sure.
But not here.
It's just a sequencing thing where like maybe there wasn't even a way to get more value out of it. Probably, like ideally, right? You would do. Oh, what? I was. Excuse me. I was like really thinking that we were going to do more gain and play stuff, right? We like play the torture, draw the ironworks, play the ironworks, get another ironworks, play the shantytown, draw that ironworks, right? I This seems underplayed to me. And granted, like it is a single province board. You do want to start provincing like fairly aggressively. But I don't know. I
This seems fine to me. This fine. If your goal is to province early, then this seemed fine. Like you got exactly the right amount of payload.
Yeah, I guess I'm just not convinced that you actually needed to do it quite yet. Like there is hunting grounds and way of the butterfly for additional scoring on duchies. So I think it's okay to
Mhm.
be this like not be the first player to province if you have like more deck control and more like potential
Whoa!
for.
Why did we discard? Why didn't we just take the curse? You have a church incoming.
Eh, Aku overdrew last turn anyway,
But
and
but
probably wants to continue to clean up coppers. Like in the
but
long run, that will help him maintain control to do it this way, which definitely has some value.
well, we're not even overdrawing. Look at this.
Uh, we are by one card.
We're not.
Yeah, Shantytown is going to draw two. Oh wait. Oh yeah. Okay, I didn't miscalculate. Yeah, Shantytown is going to would draw two. So
Well, okay, fine.
how do these ironworks help? They gain you cards.
You can butterfly them into 5 costs.
Yeah, which can include duchy. Not, I wouldn't do
Do
it
you really
now, but
want to? Or you just do it because you can.
I think you need another bazaar before you can do another torture. Like you don't have the actions to do the cycly business if you take another torture right now.
Is there is there a difference between bazaar and bazaar?
Yes, one is like a marketplace and one is something strange.
But pronunciation-wise?
No.
Okay. It's so weird. It's spelled
It's
completely
you might say
differently.
it's bizarre.
It is bizarre. Your language is so weird.
It's total normal.
You wish.
All right, now we're taking the curse because we only overdrew by one last time, which means if we discard two, we're not overdrawing. Makes sense. But
Mhm.
once
Well, we
Aku,
added a bazaar, so I don't know.
once Aku has another like torture like stably in the deck, then he can discard again.
Uh,
Although actually, maybe Aku's draw situation is a little stronger than I was thinking. Um,
Nave said, I think this is a personal remark to you.
I mean,
How do you feel about the shanties?
there's no way that two shanty towns are putting in work here, but one shanty town can put in work on this kingdom, yes. I mean, there's no. It's fine. You can't consistently do it. It's possible if you sequence your draws
He's
right, but
It's okay, Nave, I think you have to like, this is the most that you can get.
no, you don't believe Knave. That's incorrect.
Don't push it.
A second highwayman is an interesting idea. Cave.
I don't think Cave is with us.
Doesn't it make sense to set aside copper instead of green? Not if you don't have silos. Well, I mean, it doesn't. It just kind of doesn't matter. I mean, it matters like very slightly. Like, yeah, you like if you have buffer treasures, then you might as well set them aside so you can have the money. But it's very unlikely to matter.
Ooh, so Aku opted to discard.
And actually, if you have no, it was the other way around. If you have silos, you don't want to set aside the coppers so that you can silos them. Anyway, sorry.
But you could, if you set them aside, I mean, you can choose what comes in first, right? You
Oh,
could
that's
put them
true.
in
Yeah, never mind. Never mind. What was I thinking of where it doesn't work that way? I forget. You're right.
Grotto, maybe?
Grotto. Yeah, you're right. As we were just playing with that. Anyway, yeah, Aku discarded. I assume again because he has more draw now. Although I guess. I don't know if he was anticipating getting hit twice. Ooh.
Oh.
There's the bazaar.
Saved.
Close call.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Aku's deck should be more reliable because it's thinner, but still not totally reliable. I guess it's not that much thinner. Aku is trashed 3 coppers and xyrix is trashed 1, it looks like.
Shouldn't, like, one province...
Duchy should be safe. Why do you say that? You can potentially get a lot of duchies here. Like with butterfly stuff. I mean, I think that Ironworks distribution is 3-2, Aku. But like 2 Ironworks is still enough for 2 duchies. So
province 2 duchies?
Well, maybe. And you also have to be concerned about what happens if you get like if you get hit multiple times with torture and you're like, well, if I take a curse, then I lose points, but if I don't take a curse, then I don't have a turn sort of situation.
This could be 3 duchies.
It could, yeah. I mean,
but then you don't get the highwayman in play. I guess that's not favorable.
Wait, no, you could. Right? You're just gonna gain the extra Ironworks now, and then you're gonna draw them, and then you can like butterfly those Ironworks so that. Oh no, I guess that's not what you're talking about. You're talking about you don't have enough actions. Yeah, that could be the case. I mean, I think as Aku, I wouldn't take province this turn anyway. So I don't think I would be too stressed about the number of duchies exactly. I would just get like more like I'd like to get another highwayman in play like Cave was talking about. Oh, well, that's not gonna do it. Wait, he churched an ironworks. Oh, interesting. Huh.
Wasn't that what we wanted to do?
No. I wanted to
What did
play the
what did you
ironworks.
want? Hmm.
But, I don't know. Even like maybe gaining another church and setting aside cards with that, or like, I don't know. I wanted to do more here. I didn't quite figure out what exactly I thought it should have been, but province and 3 duchies. If that means not getting Highwayman into play, I think that's pretty risky. Like your deck just totally falls apart.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's fair.
I mean, you are getting to a point. On the one hand, you're getting to a point where like it's hard for Xyrix to overcome those points. But on the other hand, if you get rid of all your ironworks, you also have no threat for duchies. Realistically, I mean, in theory, you can butterfly your threes into ironworks, and then the ironworks into duchies. But realistically, with no Highwayman in play and a bunch of green cards in your deck, you're not going to be able to do that. I don't know. I just think like because Aku has more control, like he can wait like on compromising on that control, and like Xyrix doesn't have as much reach. So if Xyrix like is like, okay, well, I'm gonna go all in and take a bunch of duchies, then Aku can respond in kind but do it better. Yeah, I think I'm basically saying what any 4 cards is saying in different words. I don't know about so much better, but I do think it's better.
Well, ye shall see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, hunting grounds is definitely a way to catch up on points.
Yeah, I mean it's no more effective than like you've got to trash it, so it is
It's
somewhat
risky
limited in its
because
application, but
you have to like church and hunting grounds have to come
yeah,
together.
exactly. Like you really want to set the hunting grounds aside with the church if that's your plan.
Yeah.
I guess in theory you could gain and play a secluded shrine and then gain a treasure and do it that way, but uh-oh. Uh-oh. We didn't find any bazaars. Yeah, see, this is one of the reasons I wanted to keep adding bazaars to the deck. Like I was thinking about last turn, like what if we just use the extra ironworks to take like, Bazaar Highwayman or something like that. And
Yeah.
I don't know if we could have gotten the Highwayman into play. I didn't work that out, but so now Aku's gonna have no church and no Highwayman. This is definitely rough. Oh, I guess Xyrix didn't get a Highwayman into play either.
I would also go for double duchy.
Yeah, you probably need to. Because the fact that you don't have control now means that if Xyrix goes for like a big turn, you might not be able to catch up anymore.
Yeah, because also you still have 11 cards in your deck.
Whoa. Well, apparently,
Apparently, we don't believe in double duchy.
interesting. Yeah. I
I
mean,
don't know that we're gonna. Surely, we're not gonna get through those 6 cards and all your torturers are in your discard.
I'm a bit confused about the torture in the hunting grounds. Yeah, I don't know what that accomplishes. This is a rough discard just because like Aku has no duration draw or anything. But on the other hand, taking a curse here looks pretty bad too.
I mean, it's not.
Well, because like, what if you
I was
just
gonna say it's not too bad of a discard.
what if like you need to hit like if Xyrix? I mean, Xyrix probably isn't going to take province, but yeah. I mean, I didn't remember what all exactly was down here, but it was like, what if you need the money? Yeah, you probably don't. If you trigger a shuffle, you don't want to discard into the shuffle. This is weird. I'm confused about like, okay, we started scoring with duchies and now we've stopped. Like, why did we start if we weren't going
Yeah.
to do it?
Yeah. Is this gonna be double duchy?
It certainly could.
But should it?
Uh, maybe looking to set aside the ironworks. Or oh, we're gonna buy silos.
Hmm.
I don't think that'd be a bad play. Yeah, there's the silos. Oh, so value.
Well, I mean, there's 2 more coppers in charge.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay. I thought you were being ironic.
No, IR super serial.
You are a super serial, it's true.
I would. Well, I guess Xerxes does have 4 ironworks. You could get a lot of duchies.
Mm, well, you also have to have the actions to do that.
Yeah, he's an action short right now, but it's still a lot of duchies. And having some extra highwaymen to just make sure that the deck continued humming really would have been so good here. The pile situation is actually it's interesting because like the curses have been lowering, and then you've got the ironworks which are bouncing up and down, and then some of these 3-cost piles have been lowering. The bazaars have been lowering. Like it's gonna be funny if this game ends on piles and not even duchy.
Mhm. Mm. Oh, I think I would have gotten 2 more ironworks and then butterfly.
I mean, I definitely think we're gonna see 2 butterflies. I'm just not sure into what. Okay, apparently not duchies.
Should get another torturer, right? Because Zerix only has 1.
Does he? Aku returned 1 for hunting grounds. Did he replace it? I'm having trouble keeping track.
Oh, I thought so, but I don't know. Maybe I was wrong.
Deck is coming back online for Aku.
Mhm.
bad play order, isn't it? You've got shops. You should play your Bazaar first, and then maybe you can shop the hunting grounds. I mean, I guess he doesn't have that many shops to where it probably matters, but still, it's the principle of the thing.
Well, I could see this third torturer turned into a hunting grounds. Wait, there's 4 hunting grounds gone?
Yeah. Xyrix has gained some. Just gained 1 this past turn. Bought 1. The curses are down to 1. We're really running them out now.
And bazaars are down to 2.
Yeah. This is really not how I expected this game to go. Ooh. Yeah, discarding those curses is definitely unfortunate. But I mean, he wants to silos the copper. I get that. Maybe he can draw back up. I don't know. But, well, of course, he wouldn't be able to trash even if he did.
Sets aside a shantytown.
2 coppers in a shantytown. Interesting.
Yeah.
You don't need... You could just set aside 3 coppers and then silos them. Yeah.
And that's what we do.
Although...
Take these other 2.
Okay, take 2 touchies and then go ahead and grab a province. Yeah, I was thinking, like, Aku has enough of a points lead at this point that...
Yeah.
Xyrix needs...
Lots and
all
lots.
the stuff.
Yeah. And trash curses.
Xyrix can tie if he gives Aku the last curse and takes the province and all the duchies, right?
No, that would be a win.
18... It's like as if he got 19
Oh, no, you're right. Yeah,
points. Yeah. No, wait, that leaves him... That put
No, that's
Aku at
still
35 and he'd be at
33.
33.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did the...
hmm.
Yeah, no. So what I'm trying to figure out is...
And, like, Xyrix doesn't really have a good way of handing out the curse with only 1 torturer.
Right. Right. Yeah, what he... I mean, I guess what he needs to do is trash curses.
Yeah.
But... Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how the points gap got as wide as it did without Aku taking more duchies. Like, did Xyrix take that many more curses?
Yes.
Maybe he did.
Yeah.
2 curses this last turn. But not for the previous couple of turns, so yeah, I'm still a little...
Yeah, but he also didn't score.
But Aku wasn't really either for a while. He had, I mean, he had a points lead. I guess that's
12 points to his score, so.
Yeah.
And trashed a curse.
Yeah, it feels to me... It definitely feels to me like the players have, like, been muddling through a little bit, like, not having, like, a super clear game plan. Although I can't honestly say that I would be playing it any differently in that regard. It's a complex board.
It's slow build for sure, and then the butterflies just complicating things. Well, 4-2 for Aku.
Yeah. That's why you just resign on turn 3. What I wonder what it is about turn 3. Is it that he didn't like his opening, or is that he didn't like his draw on turn 3? Not sure.
Unclear. But this, very in character, I would say.
I mean, I definitely preferred Aku's opening, but I don't know.
Well,
turn 3, Xyrix missed Shrine and had 2 coins post silos.
I don't know. I have I have a rule of not opening silos. Maybe I need to like not be as strict about it, but I don't feel like I need to reconsider this after this.
I mean, even supposing that Xyrix had seen Shrine and, like, I don't know, bought a silver and trash 2 estates, like, I just don't think that's actually that impressive. Like, I mean, it's definitely progress, but, like, I want to add the good cards to my deck. Silver isn't one of the good cards. That's like silver helps me buy the good cards, but, like, I can also just get them with Ironwork, so, like, whatever. Yeah.
Well, here we are.
Yeah. Well, definitely a well played match.
Yes.
And mostly a fast match. That game took a while to finish. We were at like just over an hour, I think, coming into that game, and then that one was a long one. But yeah, still.
No. It was the last 2 games that took longer.
Was it?
Yeah.
What was the previous game?
I don't know. I don't remember Dominion games that I am doing commentary for.
Was it the one with Grotto and Carpenter? No, because Aku won that one.
So this one took 5 minutes. And then the last one 12, and the one before the 21.
The 21, I assume, is the Grotto Carpenter one.
Correct. Oh yeah, the last one was the King's Court one that you were a special fan of. You loved it so much.
I didn't have a problem with it as a board. I just stand by the idea that it was, like, for a King's Court board, it was, like, impressively weak.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, well, regardless, mostly a quick match and well played to both players. Aku off to a good start. Was returned to A. Happy to see that. Stay in A. It's in everyone's best interest.
And by everyone, you mean you specifically?
Maybe.
Maybe. Who can say? No, it's also in my personal vested interest that Aku stays in A. It's true.
Wait, why?
It's not.
Oh. Okay.
I'm just trying to be a good partner.
I see. Well, thank you. I appreciate the support. Anyway. But yeah, well, thanks for watching, and we'll, see you sometime.
We'll be around. And yeah, yes.
Okay, bye.
I was gonna tell people to vote for the red overtake me out, but I guess like
Rude.
No, it's very important. All right. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.